I suppose in a way, Leslie, Suffolk sheep are sort of the Siamese cat of the sheep world. They've got sort of the black face and the black legs and the light body.
Yes, I suppose you could say that.
And I know many people think of these as pretty well the prettiest sheep in the world.
Yes, they're very striking sheep, there's no doubt about that.
But the babies are born quite blackish.
All different colours. You'll notice from the very black to the mottled and the blotchy, but they will all grow up to be exactly the same as their parents, yes.
Okay. And despite the fact they're sheep and they produce wool, the basic purpose of all this is meat production.
Yes, not so much the actual these stud sheep, but the young rams are sold and they go out to commercial breeders. They're put to merinos or first cross ewes, Border Leicester Merino crosses, and they're used then to produce the prime lambs. They're excellent mothers. They're very prolific breeders. They're excellent milkers.
I'm just noticing some of the udders on these girls are enormous.
Yes, and sometimes just prior to lambing, they get so much that the teats can occasionally swell up.
So for somebody that's got the proverbial small farm, the hobby farm, I presume these would have a fair bit to recommend themselves.
Yes, they'll quieten down and they'll take to a small environment, no problems at all.
And I presume you have the standard thing that if you're going to make friends with a sheep, it's always better a girl than a boy.
Yes, yes, so I'd suggest have the ewes. Rams are like men. They've got a one-track mind, so it's probably easier just to have ewes, yeah. The lambs have narrow shoulders and nice smooth head, so they can lamb quite easily.
Because this is the thing that a lot of the dog breeders have never worked out, that if you've got, they think it's in the head, but in fact, if your shoulders are wide at the front and your pelvis is narrow at the back, the babies get stuck.
That's right.
And that means bulldogs, pugs, chihuahuas, those sorts of breeds.
Yep.
Your cattle and the sheep people have worked that out a long time ago.
Yes.
Narrow front, wide
That's
rear.
That's right. You want a triangle this way,
Yeah,
yes. You
not
want
the other
that
way.
tail end to be the widest point.
Having owned a Suffolk sheep for some time as a pet, I can tell you they can make great family pets. But there are a few things you've got to realise. Firstly, have someone that can come in and shear them. Otherwise, you better learn how quick go the shears, and I'll tell you, it's a back-breaking exercise. Secondly, keep their feet well trimmed. Thirdly, make sure that you worm them at least twice a year. And finally, have them vaccinated regularly. That way you can have an unusual family pet and you can use the droppings in the garden.
Well, it's a pretty good life out here.
It's beautiful, yes, we love it, yeah.
And of course, you're right in the middle of vine country here, aren't you?
Oh, yes, definitely, yes.
The grapes are more or less encroaching all
yes,
around.
Yes, they're coming closer and closer. The Barossa Valley's only 10 minutes up the road, and yes, the vineyards are definitely moving in.
You think one day you might be half Suffolk, half grapes?
No, no, definitely not.
Well, here we should point out the Suffolk is sort of their address, the name.
Yes, mainly.
They come from England.
Yes, that's right.
And
yes.
they're fairly old.
Yes, they are.
300 years or so.
They were a cross between a Norfolk Horn sheep and a Southdown, which was a white sheep.
Well, you obviously bought a pair of Maremas. How were they in looking after the sheep?
They were a bit boisterous with the sheep in the beginning. Like, the sheep would take off across the paddock at a alarming rate, and we were afraid of injury, and so in the end we decided to just keep them as guard dogs.
Obviously, just looking at her now, they're very, or is this supposed to be, they're uncomfortable with strangers here.
Yes, yes. They don't really like strangers. They're a shy dog in a way.
Now, the last thing we should point out is, Peter, you're Welsh.
Yes, I've been dying to sing and I've been dying to give poetry, but no one's asked me, therefore...
Well, OK, go for it.
Nid o'n gofyn bawedd moethus a'r y byd, na berlau man. Gofyn oedd yn calon hapus, calon honest, calon lan. Calon lan a'n llawn daioni, Take a flew, not lily nose. That's as far as I go.
Are we married now or something? Do you imagine there's Welsh people out there all around Australia crying now? Oh, it was beautiful. Very nice.
I knew you'd enjoy it.